A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, and led them up a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, conversing with him. Then Peter said to Jesus in reply, Lord, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud cast a shadow over them. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell prostrate and were very much afraid. But Jesus came and touched them, saying, Rise and do not be afraid. And when the disciples raised their eyes, they saw no one else but Jesus alone. As they were coming down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, Do not tell the vision to anyone until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. The Gospel of the Lord. Ng araw sa inyong lahat, mga parishioners ng Santa Maria Goretti, Father Jason po, here at the foot of Mount Sinai. Sa atin pong mga online parishioners at in-person parishioners, samahan niyo po kami sa aming paglalakbay dito sa Holy Land at pagpatuloy po natin ang ating pagninilay sa 40 salita na ating binabaybay para sa ating paghahanda sa muling pagkabuhay sa panahon ng Kwaresma. It is the second Sunday of Lent, and we have just heard the Gospel of the Transfiguration. And we are now on word number 12 in our list of 40 words for the journey of Lent. And we have chosen the word blessing, which we have taken from the first reading this second Sunday of Lent. Ang sabi ng Panginoon kay Abram, I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you. I will bless those who bless you, and curse those who curse you. All the communities of the earth shall find blessing in you. Those 3 words, blessing in you. Maraming beses tayo po ay nagpapasalamat sa Panginoon dahil sa napakaraming blessing na ating tinatanggap. We are always blessed because of the many things that the Lord give to us every day. Para sa ating pamilya, sa ating trabaho, sa ating mga ginagawa sa araw-araw. We are blessed. Pero sa konteksto ng ating unang pagbasa at gayon din naman ng Ebanghelyo ngayon, ang blessing ay hindi lang sa kung ano ang natatanggap mo ngayon. For our first reading, the context is something of the future. I will bless you. I will make your name great. So blessing is not just of the present or the presence of the present. Blessing is also a vision, a dream, a promise. Ito yung binigay ng Panginoon kay Abraham. I will bless you and your family. Yun din naman ang nangyari sa Ebanghelyo in the Transfiguration. The Lord blessed His disciples. They went up the mountain and He blessed His disciples with a vision. He led Peter, James, and John to a high mountain, and He was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and His clothes became white as light. It was a present experience, but it was also a blessing of a vision of a future. Mga kapatid, ang blessing po ay hindi lang kung ano yung meron tayo ngayon. Ang blessing ay kung ano ang pinapakita din sa atin ng Panginoon na maaaring mangyari o maganap sa ating buhay. And we call this hope. Blessing is also about hope. It is not just about gratitude of the present gifts, but it's also of a vision of a future that God knows, that God holds in His hand. Nandito po kami ngayon sa paanan ng Mount Sinai at papakita namin sa inyo ang iba't ibang mga makikita natin dito sa Mount Sinai, especially the St. Catherine Monastery. Sa loob po ng St. Catherine Monastery, unfortunately, hindi pwedeng ipakita sa camera. Ang pangalan po ng simbahan dito sa St. Catherine at the foot of Mount Sinai is Transfiguration Church. Meron pong napakagandang icon sa loob ng Transfiguration. At pinapakita din dito ang vision of Moses of the burning bush. Nung si Moses ay umakyat din dito sa Mount Sinai, ang kanyang mukha ay nagliwanag din katulad ni Jesus. In the presence of God, our faces, our attitudes and dispositions become radiant. The Lord opens a vista, a vision for all of us of a bright future. That is what the Transfiguration is all about. God opening doors, opening a new opportunity and points of view for all of us, so that we begin to understand that blessings are always given to us today and tomorrow and every day. Kaya dito po sa Mount Sinai, makikita natin na ang Panginoon ay naghandog ng kanyang nagbusilak at dalisay na presensya kay Moises in the burning bush, and that also the Lord always blesses us with His presence every day and a promise of a future that He will stay with us. Here are some of the images, pictures, and videos that we have taken here at the foot of Mount Sinai, a holy ground where the Lord showed Himself to Moses in the burning bush, where the Lord revealed His love to the Israelites, even if they were unfaithful to Him. This is Mount Sinai, the mountain behind me, the rocks, the sand that are here are witnesses to biblical events. For 40 years, the chosen people, the Hebrews, the Israelites, were wandering around the wilderness. They were wandering around this area. They were seeking for the promised land, and they could not enter so easily. They had to wait for 40 years. And Moses had to beg God time and again on behalf of his people. Here in this land, we find fidelity of God, and we also find infidelity after infidelity of the Israelites. So we pray that we may remain faithful to the Lord, true and true. Manatili tayong tapat sa Kanya sa anumang oras, saan man, sa anumang pagkakataon. This is the monastery of St. Catherine, built by Queen Helena in the 4th century. And this is a very historic monastery because this is also where they house the supposedly burning bush, the plant that looks like the burning bush. And this monastery also houses the relic of the body of St. Catherine of Alexandria. This monastery also has in it, inside, the well of Moses, where he met his wife, Zipporah. This place that I'm standing on right now, itong lugar na ito, itong paanan ng bundok ng Sinai, napakaraming bagay, napakaraming mga pangyayari ang natunghayan ng lupang ito. The foot of the Mount Sinai was a silent witness. It is a silent witness to so many events in the Bible, especially in the book of Exodus. Let us continue our journey exploring the Holy Land. Here in this place is traditionally what they call as the place of the burning bush, where Moses encountered the Lord through a bush that was burning but was not burned. We find it in Exodus chapter 3, verse 1 and following. So, when the Lord saw that he had turned aside to look, God called out to him from the bush, Moses, Moses, he answered, Here I am. And God said, Do not come near. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. Behind me is the tree that is supposed to be like the burning bush, the holy ground where God is present and with us.